Well, I first got involved in Thief when my brother-in-law, Todd, came over with his family, and he told me about this concept that he had for a show, a one-man show with effects and a musical soundtrack. I'd never heard of anything like that before, but it was something that this idea for a show that he had was intriguing to me because it was this idea of the thief and Christ on the cross and those 3 days Christ spent underneath in the belly of the earth and the supernatural and the darkness, the heaviness of this subject matter. That kind of stuff always intrigues me as a writer anyway. So I um, I was excited to hear more about it. He didn't have the full story written out. He just had these ideas. And then, of course, Todd and I have worked on multiple projects together. This isn't the first one. This is the first one of its kind. But um, Todd is one of those artists that it has a very high standard for himself. And, you could call him a perfectionist or something like that. But I like that because I feel like it really pushes me as an artist to also have a very high standard for myself. I feel like I'm a better writer when I'm working with him, and so he's someone that I believe everything he does it has a very very high quality to it. And so whenever he writes a story or puts on a play or some kind of production, it's going to be very very well done. Well, we've been working on it now for about 2 years. One of the challenges is we don't live close. We live about 400 miles apart. And so, whenever we're collaborating or we're passing ideas back and forth, it has to be done online. That we can't have those hashing sessions, where we get together. And so that's probably made it to where it's taken a little bit longer. One of the first things we did was come up with themes because the thematic element throughout this whole story was very, very important to Todd, and it was to me too, to come up with musical themes that could weave throughout the story. Coming up with those themes was not easy at all because we were both artists. We both have our different ideas of ways things ought to go, and so the collaboration of that was a challenge. But we did. We came up with different themes, and those themes weave throughout the story. But one thing that we ended up doing that worked was my daughter was humming a melody. She was singing a melody, and it triggered something in my mind, and so I had my daughter sing that for me again. I had her sing it for me a couple different times just so I could kind of let my mind wrap around it. She was 5 years old when she did this. I took that idea and I recorded it and then I built from it, and that has become the central theme of this entire story. Well, I'm excited about what Thief can be because I know the story and I see the vision that Todd has for it, and it's just an incredibly powerful story. We've done different readings and preliminary performances of it, and the impact it has on people is just remarkable. It's a story of love and redemption, and the story itself, I believe, brings people to their knees before the cross. And to me, that is at its core. That's what makes this such a powerful story. When people send their encouragement or their support to this project, it means the world because when you put so much of yourself into a project, it's very emotional. It's very just takes everything out of you. And so to see people coming around, especially close friends and family, supporting us in this project. It just really means a lot to us. I think a lot of people that have seen the show, they understand, they've caught the vision of what this thing can be, because it's an incredibly powerful show. And give their support. It means so much, and it helps the mission of this story to get told.